Rewrite you.
Some books are not meant to be read.
Why does literature hurt us? 5 writers, 5 books, 5 suicides. Sylvia Plath put her head in an oven. Virginia Woolf filled her pockets with stones and jumped into a river. Ernest Hemingway committed suicide with a gun. But the most terrifying part is that they all warned about this in their books. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 books. The people who wrote these books killed themselves. But they didn't just die of depression. They were seeing something. A truth that most of us can't see. By the end of this video, you will understand why some people stop living, and maybe you'll understand yourself better. Warning, this video is heavy, but it's the video you need. The Bell Jar. Sylvia Plath, 1963. A girl named Esther Greenwood, 19 years old. Smart, talented, with a bright future, but she is dying inside. Plath writes, "I feel like I'm under a bell jar. The world sees me. I see the world, but there's glass between us. I can't breathe. This isn't depression. This is suffocation. There's air, but it's out of reach." Esther receives electroshock therapy. She takes medication. Nothing works. Because the problem isn't in the brain. The problem is the world. February 1963. Sylvia Plath is 30 years old. She had just finished her book. She had succeeded. She had 2 children. One morning, she got up early. She left milk and bread in her children's room. She sealed the door tightly so the gas wouldn't get in. Then she went to the kitchen. She put her head in the gas oven and turned it on. People say, "Why?" She had everything. That's exactly why. In the bell jar, Esther says, "I have everything, so I have no excuse, and that makes me feel even worse." Sylvia didn't commit suicide because her life was bad. She committed suicide because a good life still wasn't enough. Virginia Woolf, a famous writer, 60 years old. Mrs. Dalloway. To the Lighthouse, Orlando, March 1941. She put her hand in her coat pocket and filled it with heavy stones. She went to the River Ouse. She went into the water and drowned herself. Mrs. Dalloway, 1925. This book describes a day. An ordinary day for a woman named Clarissa Dalloway. But nothing is ordinary in Woolf's depiction. Every thought turns into another thought. The past, present, and future. They all blend together. There's Septimus Smith in the book. A soldier returning from the war. PTSD. Hallucinations. He throws himself out of a window. And when Clarissa hears this, she says, "I understand him." Virginia Woolf struggled with depression and psychosis her entire life. She heard voices. She had hallucinations, but she wrote. Because writing kept her alive. In Mrs. Dalloway, she writes, "There is no choice between life and death. They are the same thing." Before her suicide, she wrote a letter to her husband. "I am going mad again. I don't think I will get well this time. The voices start again. I can't go on to hurt you anymore." She lived for 60 years. She was successful. She was loved. But his brain wouldn't give him a break. Ernest Hemingway went to wars, hunted lions, fought in boxing matches, married 4 times. At 61, he committed suicide with a shotgun. For whom the bell tolls. 1940, Spanish Civil War. An American volunteer named Robert Jordan. He knows he will die, but he goes. The book's most famous line, "No one is an island. Everyone is a part of the continent. Every man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind. Therefore, never ask for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee." Hemingway wrote about death his entire life. Hemingway survived 2 plane crashes. He suffered a skull fracture. He saw 4 wars. He saw hundreds of men die. Then he started drinking a liter of whiskey a day. His liver was destroyed. He received electroshock therapy 20 times. He lost his memory. He couldn't write anymore. And a Hemingway who couldn't write wasn't Hemingway. July 1961. He got up early one morning. He took his shotgun. He put it in his mouth. He pulled the trigger. His family said it was an accident, but everyone knew, because Hemingway never did anything by accident. Albert Camus, he didn't commit suicide. But he died in a car accident at the age of 46. He had a train ticket in his pocket. He was supposed to go by train. At the last minute, he got in the car. Coincidence? Or The Stranger? 1942. A man named Meursault doesn't cry at his mother's funeral. Then he accidentally kills a man. The sun blinded my eyes, he says. The court tries him for not crying at his mother's funeral. Meursault says, I am innocent, but it doesn't matter. We are all going to die anyway. Camus's most famous work is The Myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus pushes the rock to the top of the mountain. The rock falls again, endlessly. Camus writes, life is absurd. It is meaningless, but you shouldn't commit suicide, because to commit suicide is to accept the absurd. Camus wrote against suicide, but he died at the age of 46 in a car accident. Some say it was an accident. Some say it's suicide. Some say it's absurd. Yukio Mishima, Japanese writer, a 3-time Nobel Prize nominee, November 1970, at the age of 45. He committed seppuku, a traditional Japanese suicide. He cut open his abdomen, pulled out his entrails, and then had his head cut off. Mishima was perfect. Writer, actor, bodybuilder, philosopher. But he said, the modern world has become soulless. Heroism is dead. Beauty is dead. He committed seppuku, a traditional Japanese suicide. He cut open his stomach, pulled out his entrails, and then had his head cut off. He wrote in his books, it is better to die beautifully than to live ugly. Before his suicide, he gave a speech to soldiers. We are samurai, he wrote in his books. It is better to die beautifully than to live ugly. Before his suicide, he gave a speech to soldiers. We are samurai, we are honor, but you have forgotten. Then he went inside. He committed seppuku. This wasn't suicide, it was theater. It was a performance. It was his final work. Final. Why did they die? 5 writers, 5 different reasons, but they all have one thing in common. They couldn't live in the world because they felt more deeply. They saw more. They thought more heavily. Sylvia Plath said, I'm under a glass bell. Virginia Woolf said, the voices won't stop. Ernest Hemingway said, I can't write anymore. Albert Camus said, life is absurd. Yukio Mishima said, beauty has died. They were all right, in their own worlds. But I have the right to tell you this. These 5 people died, but their books live on. The bell jar is still read. Mrs. Dalloway is still taught. For whom the bell tolls is still loved. They are dead, but they are not dead. If you feel this way too, if you too have been sitting under a glass bell, if you can't breathe, write, speak, share, because your suffering can help someone. Your story can give someone life. If you've watched this video this far, chances are you've seen yourself in these books. I'm not alone. Write in the comments. Which book resonated with you the most? How do you cope? Like this video so it can reach more people. Subscribe so we can continue with lessons from classic literature. And remember, you are not alone. You are never alone. 1937. John Steinbeck writes a 107-page book. From that day to this, millions of people have read it, and they all cry. Why? Because this book is your story, my story, all of our stories. 2 friends, 1 dream, 1 tragedy. Lenny is a giant man with a mental disability. George is his small but smart friend. Both are farm hands. Both are poor. Both have a dream. One day we'll have our own farm. We'll raise rabbits. We'll be free. But this world doesn't allow for dreams. Today I'm going to tell you about Of Mice and Men, and I'll explain why we all ended up crying. Are you ready? Bring the tissues. Chapter 1. Lenny and George. An impossible friendship. The story begins like this. George Milton and Lenny Small are camping by a river. They are going to a new job. They will work on a farm. But there is a problem. Lenny. Lenny is a giant of a man. Strong, but mentally disabled. His mental age is that of a 5 or 6-year-old child. And Lenny has a problem. He loves to touch soft things. He touches a mouse, but he holds it too tightly. The mouse dies. He touches a dog. He pets it too hard. The dog dies. Lenny doesn't want to kill. He just wants to love. But he can't control his strength. George protects him, because Lenny has no one else. If George isn't there, Lenny is alone. Maybe he'll be locked up in a mental hospital. The two are constantly running away. Because Lenny makes a mistake somewhere, people get angry and they have to run away. Their last escape. In a town, Lenny touched a girl's dress. The girl screamed. The townspeople wanted to lynch him, shouting, "Rape!" George and Lenny ran away. Now they're going to a new farm. And what does George say to Lenny? "Lenny, listen to me. One day we'll have our own farm. You'll feed the rabbits. I'll grow vegetables. No one will tell us what to do. We'll be free." Lenny smiles. "I'll feed the rabbits, George." "Yes, Lenny, but only if you're careful. If you don't cause trouble." This scene breaks your heart, because Lenny is pure, innocent. He knows no evil. He just loves his friend. He loves rabbits. And George? George is tired, but he doesn't abandon Lenny, because Lenny would be lost without him. This impossible friendship, impossible dream. Chapter 2. Life on the farm. New hope. Old fear. George and Lenny arrive at the farm. The boss asks, "Why are you two traveling together? Everyone works alone." George lies. "Lenny is my cousin. He got kicked in the head when he was a kid. I look after him." The boss is suspicious, but accepts it. There are other workers on the farm. Candy. Old, missing one hand, lonely. He has an old dog with him. Slim, the most respected worker on the farm, smart, kind. Curly, the boss's son, short, aggressive, a boxer, always looking for a fight. Curly's wife, no name, just Curly's wife. Young, beautiful, lonely, flirts, seeks attention. George warns Lenny, "Stay away from Curly. Stay away from Curly's wife. Don't cause trouble." Lenny promises. One day the workers are on break. George, Lenny, and Candy are talking. George says again, "One day we'll have our own ranch. Rabbits, vegetables, freedom." Candy asks, "Can I come too? I have $600. I'll give it to you. I just don't want to die alone." George does the math. "We have $300. You have $600. That's $900 total. If we work one more month, we'll have $1,000. The farm costs $600. For the first time, it's real. The dream is no longer just a dream. In 1 month, it will be real. Lenny is excited. "I'll feed the rabbits. Red and blue rabbits." Candy laughs. George smiles. For the first time, there is hope. But this world does not allow for hope. Chapter 3. The collapse begins. Death and violence. The first tragedy, Candy's dog. The old dog can no longer walk. It stinks. The workers are uncomfortable. Carlson, another worker, says, "Let's shoot this dog. It's suffering." Candy resists. "No, he's my friend. We've been together for years." But Carlson insists. The others join in. "He's suffering. It's better if he dies. Candy silently gives in. Carlson takes the dog outside. Candy lies in bed. He doesn't cry, but his eyes are empty. Steinbeck is saying something here. You're old. You're useless. You'll be killed. The second tragedy. Lenny and Curly. Curly sees Lenny, a giant of a man. Curly is short. Curly is angry. Curly comes over and hits Lenny. You looking at me? Lenny is terrified. He does nothing. He just looks for George. George, help! Curly keeps hitting him in the face, in the stomach. George yells, Lenny, hit him! Lenny grabs Curly's hand and breaks it. Curly screams. His hand is torn apart. Bones are broken. Slim, the smart worker, intervenes. Curly, you won't tell anyone. Otherwise, everyone will find out you were beaten by a giant. Shame. Curly agrees. He'll say, my hand got caught in the machine. But the damage is done. Lenny is dangerous now. Curly wants revenge. George is scared. But the dream is still alive. The farm in a month. Rabbits. Freedom. Chapter 4. The final tragedy. The accident and death. It was Sunday. Everyone was in town. Lenny was alone in the barn. Slim had given him a puppy. Lenny was playing with the puppy, but he was petting it too hard. The puppy dies. Lenny panics. George will be angry. He won't let me feed the rabbits. Just then, Curly's wife arrives. Alone, sad, seeking attention. She approaches Lenny. Why are you sad? Lenny, I killed the puppy. George will be angry. Woman, it's just a puppy, don't be sad. The woman mentions her hair. My hair is very soft. Would you like to touch it? Lenny, no, George said I should stay away from you. Woman, you can touch it, it's okay. Lenny touches her hair. Soft. Lenny loves soft things. He holds it too tightly. Woman, let go, you're hurting me. She screams. Lenny is scared. Shut up, George will get mad, shut up! He puts his hand over the woman's mouth. He tries to silence her. The woman struggles. Lenny holds her tighter. Shut up! The woman dies. Her neck breaks. Lenny runs away in panic. Chapter 5. Final scene, the most painful death. Candy finds the body. He screams. Curly is furious. That bastard killed my wife! I'll lynch him! The workers arm themselves. They go to look for Lenny. George knows. If they find Lenny, they will torture and kill him. George knows where Lenny went. The place they agreed on at the beginning of the book. The riverbank. George goes there. Lenny is there, scared, crying. George, I did something bad again. I won't be able to feed the rabbits, will I? George sits down, calm. No, Lenny, you'll feed the rabbits. Really, George? Yes. Now close your eyes. Imagine. Tell me about our farm. Slow, sad music. Lenny closes his eyes. He smiles. We'll have our farm. I'll feed the rabbits, red and blue rabbits. You'll plant vegetables. No one will tell us what to do. George pulls the gun from behind him. Lenny continues talking. And we'll be free, George. Won't we? George, eyes teary. Yes, Lenny. We'll be free. Lenny falls. George drops the gun. He sits down. He doesn't cry. He just stares blankly. The workers arrive. Slim touches George's shoulder. You did the right thing. But George doesn't answer. Because George killed his best friend. Because the dream is dead. Because hope is dead. Conclusion. Why are we all crying? Why does this book make everyone cry? Because Lenny is all of us. Lenny is pure, clean. He just wants to be loved. But the world is too cruel to him. Because George is all of us. George is tired. He has a dream. But the dream is impossible. And in the end, he kills his dream with his own hands. Because Candy is all of us. We are getting old. We are becoming useless. The thing we love most is being taken away from us. Because Curly's wife is all of us. She doesn't even have a name. Just someone's wife. Lonely. She wants to be seen, but she dies. Steinbeck's message is this: the world is full of lonely people. Everyone has a dream, but no one can achieve their dream. Why? Because the system crushes us. Poverty crushes us. Loneliness crushes us. Life crushes us. Lenny couldn't keep the rabbit. George couldn't buy a farm. Candy lost his dog. Curly's wife couldn't become an actress. They all lived alone. They all died alone. Why did Steinbeck call the book Of Mice and Men? Because Robert Burns wrote a poem. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Lenny's plan, to feed rabbits. George's plan, to be free. Both were ruined. What are your plans? How many were ruined? How many dreams died? It's 2025. But the story is still the same. How many Lennys are there? Innocent but oppressed. How many Georges are there? Tired but fighting. How many Candys are there? Old but seen as useless. How many nameless women are there? Invisible, insignificant. Steinbeck wrote this in 1937. But it's still true today, because the world hasn't changed. People are still lonely. Dreams are still dying. Maybe that's the real tragedy. We know the dream won't come true, but we keep dreaming anyway, because if we don't dream, we can't live. Did Of Mice and Men make you cry? Which character were you? Lenny? George? Candy? Write in the comments. Let's share and subscribe. Because classic literature isn't just books, it's life itself. See you in the next video. Read, feel, cry. You finished the book. You turned the last page, and shock. How is this possible? Is this real? How did the author do this? Today I'm going to tell you about 7 classics. All of them have shocking endings. You'll say no, no, no while reading them all. Some will make you cry, some will make you angry, some will make you think for days. But they all have one thing in common. You didn't expect it. Warning! This video reveals the final scenes of 7 classics. If you don't want spoilers, close it now. Ready? Let's begin. Welcome to Shock 7. 7. The Awakening. Edna's End. Kate Chopin, 1899. The Awakening. Edna Pontellier is a perfect wife and mother. But one day, she awakens. I am not just a wife. I am not just a mother. I am me. She leaves her husband. She leaves her children. She moves into her own house. She falls in love. She paints. She feels free for the first time. As you read, you think, finally, there will be a happy ending. Edna will be free. Final scene. Edna walks into the sea. She doesn't even wear a swimsuit. She enters the sea naked. She starts swimming deeper, deeper, and she drowns of her own accord. She doesn't come back. She dies. Why? Because Edna understands. In 1899, a woman cannot truly be free. Society won't allow it. Family won't allow it. The world won't allow it. The choices: live in a cage or be dead. Edna chooses the latter. Kate Chopin lost her literary career after this book. the book was forgotten for 50 years, because the ending was very disturbing. This ending will upset you, because Edna lost, but at least she had the freedom to choose. 6. Of Mice and Men. George's Bullet. John Steinbeck, 1937. Of Mice and Men. George and Lenny are two friends, migrant workers. They have dreams. They will build their own farm. They will raise rabbits. They will be free. Lenny is mentally disabled, strong but innocent. He wants to touch everything, soft things, animals, people. And an accident happens. Lenny kills a woman, unintentionally. He just wanted to touch her soft hair. Now the lynch mob is coming. They will find Lenny. They will torture him. They will lynch him. What will George do? Can he save his best friend? Final scene. George takes Lenny to the riverbank. Lenny, tell me about our farm dream. Tell me about the rabbits. Lenny smiles and says, "We'll have our own farm, George. I'll raise rabbits. You and me. Forever." George pulls out the gun. He points it at Lenny's neck, and one shot. Lenny dies while telling his dream, in his happiest moment. George killed his best friend with his own hands, because it was a more humane death than the lynch mob. Steinbeck asks, "Is loving sometimes killing?" This ending shakes you. You think about it for days. Did George do the right thing?
5. 1984. Winston Surrender. George Orwell, 1949, 1984. Winston Smith resists Big Brother. He has a secret love affair with Julia. He writes in his diary, "Freedom is the freedom to say 2 + 2 = 4. As you read, you hope. Winston will win. The system will collapse. Freedom will come. But Winston is caught. He is tortured and is taken to the most terrifying room, room 101. There, you face your greatest fear, Winston's rats. O'Brien brings the rat cage close to Winston's face. The rats are starving. They will open the cage. The rats will eat Winston's face. O'Brien asks, "Shall we do this to Julia or to you?" And Winston screams, "To Julia! Do it to Julia! Not to me! To her!" He betrays his love. He condemns the woman he loves to death by rats. The torture ends. Winston is released. Final scene. Winston sits in the cafeteria. He looks at Big Brother's poster. So high. Tears stream from his eyes, and he thinks, "I love Big Brother." Orwell's message: the totalitarian system always wins. It is possible to break a person. This ending leaves you feeling hopeless because Winston lost. The rebellion is over. The system won. 4. The Lottery. The Village's Entire Mystery. Shirley Jackson, 1948. The Lottery. A small American town. A beautiful summer day. Everyone gathers in the square. Today is Lottery Day, an annual tradition. There is excitement. Children are playing. Adults are chatting. Mr. Summers distributes the papers from the box. Each family takes one paper. The Hutchinson family wins. Now it's the second round within the family. Tessie Hutchinson's paper has a dot on it. Tessie wins. But why is she crying? Why is she shouting, "This isn't fair"? Final paragraph. The villagers start gathering stones. The children, too. They all surround Tessie, and they stone her. Her own husband, her own children, her neighbors, everyone. Tessie screams, "Please stop!" The stones rain down. Tessie falls to the ground, and the story ends. Shirley Jackson's story was published in 1948. Thousands of readers called the magazine, "Where is this town? Is this real?" Because the ending is shocking. An American town, normal people, and a human sacrifice ritual. Jackson asks, "What do we do in the name of tradition?" This ending will unsettle you, because good people can do bad things. 3. The Metamorphosis. The End of Gregor. Franz Kafka, 1915. The Metamorphosis. Gregor Samsa wakes up one morning transformed into a giant insect. His family is shocked. At first they try to help him, but days pass. Gregor becomes more repulsive. He cannot speak. He only climbs and crawls. His family begins to feel disgusted. Even throwing food into his room becomes difficult. Gregor thinks, "I used to support my family. Now I am a burden." As you read, you hope. Maybe a cure will be found. Maybe Gregor will return to normal. But Kafka offers no hope. Final chapter. Gregor no longer moves. He doesn't eat. He just lies there. His room is filled with trash. His family has forgotten him. One morning, Gregor dies, alone, in the dark room. No one notices. When the maid finds the body, she sweeps it into the trash. "A bug died," she says. And what does the family do? They are relieved. Final scene. Mother, father, sister go to the park. It's a sunny day. They laugh. They make plans. They don't mention Gregor at all. Kafka's message is cruel. A person's value depends on what they do. If you can't do anything, you are worthless. This ending breaks you because Gregor died and nobody cared. 2. Lord of the Flies. Ralph's Cry. William Golding, 1954. Lord of the Flies. Children are stranded on a deserted island. At first, they are civilized. They make rules. They choose a leader. They are built a fire. But as the days pass, they become savage. Jack and his hunters hunt pigs. They paint their faces. They dance. Simon and Piggy die. They are killed by their own friends. Ralph runs away. Jack's gang hunts him down. They burn the island to kill Ralph. As you read, you think, Ralph is dead now. There is no escape. Final scene. Ralph runs behind him. Fire. Screams. He reaches the shore. And he sees an adult, a naval officer. The rescue ship has arrived. You'll rejoice. We're saved. Happy ending. But no. The officer asks, "We're proud of you boys. You behaved like good English boys, didn't you?" Ralph looks down. He starts to cry. The other boys cry too. They are all in tears because they know what they did. That they killed Simon. That they killed Piggy. That it wasn't the beast. That they were the beast. Golding asks, is civilization just a thin veneer? Are we all monsters underneath? This ending disturbs you because the children survived, but they killed their innocence. 1. Animal Farm, Napoleon's Victory. George Orwell, 1945. Animal Farm, the animals are revolting. They're driving out Mr. Jones. They are free. 7 Commandments. All animals are equal. As you read, you rejoice. Finally, justice, equality. The revolution has won, but the pigs begin to rule. Napoleon becomes the leader. The rules change. Boxer the horse works very hard. Napoleon is always right, he says. When he grows old, he is sold to a glue factory. The other animals suspect something, but they stay silent because Napoleon has dogs. Final scene. The animals look at the farmhouse. They see Napoleon and the other pigs through the window, and they notice something. The pigs are walking on 2 legs. Like humans, they are playing cards with the human farmers. They are drinking whiskey. They are laughing. The 7 commandments on the wall have changed. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. The animals look, from the pigs to the humans, from the humans to the pigs. They can no longer tell the difference. Orwell's shocking finale. The revolution won, but the new dictators are the same as the old dictators. Nothing has changed. Only the pigs are the new masters. This ending is the most shocking because everything has returned to where it began. The revolution is lost. 7 classics, 7 shocking endings. Edna died for freedom. Lenny shot at his happiest moment. Winston learned to love Big Brother. Tessie stoned by her own village. Gregor died as an insect. Nobody cared. Ralph survived but died inside. The animals made a revolution but nothing changed. Why are these endings shocking? Because there is no happy ending. The hero loses. The system wins. Hope dies. But these endings are powerful because they are real. Life doesn't always end happily. Sometimes good people lose. Sometimes bad people win. Sometimes nothing changes. And these authors had the courage to write it. If you read these books, you'll be shocked when you close the last page. But you'll also think. You'll question. Maybe you'll change your life, because that's the power of literature, to disturb us, to shock us, to wake us up. Which one do you want to read? Which of these 7 books have you read? Which ending shocked you the most? Write in the comments. A special video for the most shocking comment. And subscribe, because classic literature isn't just old books. Classic literature is life-changing shocks. See you in the next video. Keep reading. Keep being shocked.
1606, London. The King's Men Theatre. The stage is dark. A woman washes her hands, but her hands don't get clean because the blood isn't real. The guilt is real. The audience watches with bated breath because it's Shakespeare again. He shows humanity's darkest corners on stage. Today, I will tell you about 3 tragedies: Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello. 3 men, 3 downfalls, 3 different hells. One pretends to be mad but truly goes mad. One kills for the throne but cannot be happy on it. One kills his love and then himself. Which is more painful? Let's find out. Tragedy 1. Hamlet, The Limits of Madness. Hamlet, 1600. Shakespeare's most famous tragedy. The story starts simply enough. Prince Hamlet's father is dead. His uncle has taken the throne. He immediately takes his mother. Hamlet is furious. Then his father's ghost appears. "My son, I was murdered. Take revenge." And Hamlet decides he will plead insanity. That way he can catch his uncle. But this is where Shakespeare's genius begins. While pretending to be mad, Hamlet actually goes mad. In the first scene, Hamlet is intelligent, logical, philosophical. He asks, to be or not to be. He searches for the meaning of life. But with each passing scene, the line becomes blurred. Hamlet treats Ophelia, the woman he loves, cruelly. He tells her, "Go to a convent, and there you will remain pure." Ophelia's heart is broken. She goes mad. She enters the water. She drowns. Hamlet stabs the curtain maker Polonius in his mother's room. Why? He thinks he is his uncle, but he is not. He is Ophelia's father. And the most painful thing, Hamlet cannot act. He thinks and talks for 3 hours, but he cannot kill. Why? Because Hamlet is a man of thought, a philosopher prince, and thought can sometimes be a curse. To be or not to be, that is the question. Hamlet asks, should he commit suicide? Should he live? Should he seek revenge? Should he seek justice? And he can't find the answer. His head is exploding. His madness began as an act, but ended as reality. Final scene. Everyone dies. Hamlet, his mother, his uncle, Laertes. The stage is littered with corpses. And Hamlet utters his final words. The rest is silence. Hamlet's pain is this. He is too intelligent to act. His mind is killing him. How many people are like this today? Unable to make decisions, unable to live because of overthinking? Tragedy 2. Macbeth. The Price of Greed. Macbeth, 1606. Shakespeare's darkest tragedy. Macbeth returns from war, a heroic general. The king trusts him. Everyone loves him. 3 witches appear before him in the forest. Macbeth, you will be king. And from that moment on, greed begins. Macbeth thinks, why wait? Why can't I take it? His wife, Lady Macbeth, pushes him further. Are you not a man? Take that crown, kill the king, and Macbeth does it. At night, while King Duncan sleeps, he takes the dagger, enters his room, and stabs him. But after the killing, Macbeth collapses. He looks at his hands. There is blood. He washes them. The blood won't come off. It's actually gone. But Macbeth sees blood. All the oceans cannot wash this blood away, he says. And here Shakespeare gives us a lesson in psychology. Guilt is not guilt. Guilt is paranoia. Macbeth becomes king, but he is not happy. Because now he is afraid. Does everyone know? Is everyone trying to kill him? He starts killing. He kills his friend. He kills children. He believes the witch's prophecy, but at the same time he is afraid. There is a banquet scene. Macbeth is sitting at the table. A ghost appears. Banquo, whom he killed. Only Macbeth sees it. Insanity begins. Lady Macbeth is even worse. She walks in her sleep at night. She washes her hands constantly. Get out of here, you damned stain! Get out! But there is no stain. There is no blood. Only guilt. And Lady Macbeth commits suicide. Macbeth dies in the final battle. His head is cut off on the battlefield. And Macbeth's last words, life is a walking shadow. A poor player, strutting and fretting his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Macbeth's pain is this. He got what he wanted, but couldn't be happy. Because he got it the wrong way. Greed consumed him. How many people today sacrifice everything for success? Then, Tragedy 3. Othello. The poison of jealousy. Othello. 1603. Shakespeare's most merciless tragedy. Othello is a black general. The Venetian army loves him. He is strong, brave, honorable, and he marries Desdemona, a white, young, beautiful woman. She loves Othello madly. Everyone is happy, except one person, Iago. Iago is Othello's assistant, but he doesn't get promoted. Cassio does. Iago is furious, and he plans his revenge. But Iago's revenge is not physical. It is psychological. Iago starts to poison Othello's ear. Sir, Desdemona, she seems very close to Cassio. Maybe, no, better not say anything. Women sometimes, you know how it is, and doubt begins to form in Othello's mind. At first he says, no, Desdemona is faithful, but Iago adds a little more every day. A handkerchief goes missing. Desdemona's handkerchief. Iago puts it in Cassio's room. Othello finds it. And the explosion happens. The handkerchief is with Cassio, so she is cheating on me. Here, Shakespeare shows us the anatomy of jealousy. Othello is no longer listening. Desdemona begs, my love, I am faithful. But Othello does not see. Jealousy is blind. Final scene, bedroom. Night. Desdemona is asleep. Othello enters. He takes the pillow. He places it over Desdemona and smothers her. Desdemona dies. Her last words, I killed myself. Othello is innocent. Then the truth comes out. Iago's plan is revealed. Othello understands. I killed my innocent wife. And Othello takes the dagger. He stabs himself. He lies down beside Desdemona, and he dies. His last words, I loved her dearly, but I lacked wisdom. Othello's pain is this. He killed the one he loved. Why? Because he didn't believe, because he doubted, because he believed someone else's words. How many relationships end today because of mistrust? How many loves die because of doubt? Now the question. Which is more painful? Hamlet, the man who cannot act because he thinks too much. The woman he loves dies. His family is destroyed. In the end, everyone dies, but nothing changes. Pain, mental torture. Macbeth, the man who gets what he wants but cannot be happy. He took the crown but lived in paranoia. His wife went mad and died. Pain, the void of success. Othello, the man who kills the one he loves. The man who learns the truth too late. The man who is forced to kill himself. Pain. An irreversible mistake. I think Othello is the most painful. Why? Because Hamlet at least thinks. Macbeth at least gets what he wants. But Othello? Othello has a perfect life. He has love. He has a career. He has happiness. And because of a single lie, he loses everything. And he can't get it back. Desdemona is dead. Love is over. Life is over. Shakespeare teaches us 3 lessons. 1. From Hamlet. Overthinking is also a curse. Sometimes you just have to act. 2. From Macbeth. Success achieved by the wrong means does not bring happiness. 3. From Othello. There is no love without trust. Suspicion kills everything. Shakespeare wrote these tragedies 400 years ago, but they are still relevant today because human psychology hasn't changed. We still can't move beyond thinking. We still chase ambition. We still destroy ourselves out of jealousy. Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello are not dead characters. They are us. Every day we see a Hamlet, unable to make decisions, overthinking, unable to live life. Every day we see a Macbeth, sacrificing everything for success, then becoming unhappy. Every day we see an Othello, losing his love because he didn't trust. Shakespeare holds up a mirror to us and asks, which tragedy do you want to live? Answer, none. Think like Hamlet, but take action. Be ambitious like Macbeth, but don't lose your humanity. Love like Othello, but trust. Because tragedy is not inevitable. Tragedy is a choice. This is Shakespeare's message. Man shapes his own destiny, and sometimes our greatest enemy is ourselves. If you liked this video, give it a like. Which tragedy do you think is the most painful? Hamlet, Macbeth, or Othello? Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe. Because classic literature isn't just old plays. Classic literature is a guide to life. See you in the next video. Read, think, but don't love tragedy.